So imagine that you work at Ford, and you see Ford, Ford, Ford. They may not all pertain to your business. So you might get Harrison Ford's movies, you might get Tom Ford's designs. Those are not things that you care about. And if they accidentally creep into your data, the findings that you're finding are going to be full of inaccuracies. So part of what we offer is that ability to sort of detect where is there ambiguity and distinguish what's relevant from what's irrelevant. Let's talk about classification of words by talking about shapes instead. You might imagine that you might care about circles versus triangles. Maybe circles might be items that you really want to prioritize, and there's some special set of people that look at those items. And then meanwhile, you have triangles and you want to understand those better, and you want to understand, are they shaded or are they not? So these are the kinds of things that you can really easily train a machine to do for you so that you don't have to have somebody picking out every circle and every triangle. Let's say you're Edmunds.com. You know a lot about cars. You have hundreds and hundreds of car features that you track all the time. So these are examples of things that you want to automatically classify. You already know that these things matter to you and your customers. And so these are the kinds of things that we can help you speed up by identifying automatically and letting you confirm them. Another way that you might sort of think about this is the world is actually a lot more complicated, and your data is certainly a lot more complicated than circles and triangles. So you have a whole bunch of shapes in the world. And you might say, well, I don't know what I don't know, so could I get the computer find patterns that it thinks are meaningful so that it can group things together that seem to be like each other? And in that case, you might discover that, oh, there seems to be a trend, a theme around things that are lots of straight lines. And you might say, ah, that's actually important to me and I'll keep track of it. The other thing that you can do with classifications is use them for routing. So for example, when text messages come to UNICEF's U report, the people who are talking about economic issues, people not being paid, for example, or people talking about health, how can I treat this, or someone's sick, or people talking about, have I registered to use this correctly? Those are clearly not going to go to the same person. Those are very different concerns, and so they should go to different people. So the way this happens in language is that you might have very straightforward categories like sentiment, right? I care about whether something's positive or negative. Or you might have something like intent to buy, where you care about, is someone going to have some purchasing behavior here? But you might discover other kinds of categories. You might discover, for example, that there's a huge discussion about sports within your theme of people talking about your product. You might discover other kinds of things that help you do your job better, faster, more efficiently, and smarter.